must be crazy. Whoa, hello everybody, Solo Black 313, Rise and Ride coming at you. It is a blustery 16 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Celsius, but I'll find out for you. On my way back from Rite Aid drugstores, had to go pick up a few things. By it being such a beautifully sunny day out here, I'd figure I'd take the ST out for a quick ride. And everyone thinks I'm crazy because it's 16 degrees. I might be. All right, so what are we talking about today? Well, today I've had some people ask me how I carry electricity in my motorcycle camper. And as you guys know, back in May of 2021, this past summer, I bought a 1987 Travel Light pull behind motorcycle camper. So people have asked me, how do I get electricity to that camper when I go to campsites? Now, a lot of times I go to campsites, there's 30 amp hookups, and I just simply run a cord, an electrical cord to the box, and I get electricity that way. But there are some times when I go to state parks or national parks, I like to go rustic, so I carry my own electricity, and that consists of two 12-volt batteries with a 1,000-watt inverter. But I think I'm going to switch up. I got some plans coming for 2022, and so I'm going to get some new stuff. I have a bunch of stuff on Amazon on my wish list, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to put my battery box together. And so come along and hang out with me. I'm gonna go home, I'll set the camper up, I'll show you my current electrical setup, and then I'll talk to you about the future plans I have for my setup for electricity in the camper. So this is Solo Black 313. Stick around. Hey, if this is your first time to my channel, I'm Solo Black. I am a motorcycle and camping related content creator. All right, stick and stay. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay guys, this is how I store my battery system at home. You'll see I have the DeWalt 1,000-watt inverter. Then I have two batteries that I carry. They're nothing special. I got this one at Harbor Freight, and I think I got this one at Amazon. And then I also have a trickle charger. This is the key component to my charging system. This is not only a battery charger, but it is a battery maintainer. So once the batteries have reached their maximum, it shuts off and it trickle charges like any other battery maintainer does. Now, what I simply do is once a month, I switch the leads from one battery to another one. I change the battery leads once a month faithfully. This has been on charge for about a month. So what I simply do is I take the leads off, and I transfer the leads from one battery to another once a month. That ensures that both my batteries stay charged because it's a trickle charge or a battery maintainer until I need to go camping. Okay, this is my battery setup when I'm at the campsite. You'll see I have the 1,000-watt DeWalt inverter, two of my batteries, a box, a couple of cables, and a power strip. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. It's cold out there. I couldn't take it anymore. All right. Why did I decide not to go with solar? For me, solar just wasn't a practical option. I'm not driving a big RV camper. I'm pulling a 400-pound motorcycle camper. And so therefore I don't require the electronic needs someone would have if they had a camper. I'm not running a electric stove or an electric heater. I don't have any appliances. The reason why I decided to go with a battery um, hookup instead of solar is simply because of my needs. The only thing that I'm running my batteries off of is some LED lights. I need a way to charge my camera batteries and my phone, and that is basically it. So that's the reason why I didn't go with solar. Solar is pretty expensive. For what I need, all I need is a battery, an inverter, and a couple of power cords, and that's about it. I'm not knocking solar, but for right now, with the camper I got, I really don't need solar. Okay, let's talk inverters. There are basically two types of inverters. You have a pure sine wave inverter and you have a modified sine wave inverter. As you guys know, I'm using this Dell 1000-watt inverter. And with this Dell 1000-watt inverter, I get three USB ports and I get two regular household outlets. Now, this particular DeWalt 1000-watt power inverter is a modified sine wave inverter. So I want to kind of explain to you the difference between pure sine wave and modified sine wave. I'm not an artist, and I have a very crude picture to explain what pure sine wave is as opposed to modified sine wave is. In the pure sine wave, you're going to get a pattern that is smooth and wavy. Now, modified sine waves give you a wave pattern, but it's more harsh. It's not as sharp as, or it's not as smooth as the pure sine wave. With a modified signal, you get more of a stair-step effect to make that wave pattern. It's a harsher way of delivering electricity. A modified sine wave signal is best with power tools, saws, drills, if you want to charge a battery, as opposed to a pure sine wave signal. That signal is more like the signal you would get from your home. When you have a modified sine wave signal, you shouldn't use delicate electronics. As you guys know, I had a laptop that crashed on me because of the modified sine wave signal, and that is what it was. Because the sine wave comes at a harsher, or spiking points are harsher, it's basically spiking when it delivers its power, and it caused my laptop to burn up. And like I say, a pure sine wave is that it's more closely related to the electricity in your home when you plug into your wall sockets. You get a smooth pattern, and that's how the electricity is delivered to your device. I would never use a modified sine wave signal with a TV, a computer. I really don't even like charging my phone up. But with the DeWalt, you do have three USB charging points, but these are stepped down. So there's really not a danger of damaging your phone, okay? So you gotta be real careful, and I don't care if you're RV camping, car camping, motorcycle camping, you gotta be careful in your choice of inverter. I prefer a pure sine wave inverter. That way, you know you're not going to go wrong, and it can handle drills and saws. For those people that use it in that way, it can handle microwaves, and it can handle refrigerators, small camping refrigerators. But I'm going to keep my modified sine wave inverter because, like I say, all I'm charging in my motorcycle camper is lights, and to keep other batteries charged, like my cell phone. So just be careful when you decide to get a DC power inverter. Okay, the next step in my evolution of my battery box will be a new battery box itself. Now I have my laptop and I have some things on my Amazon wish list, so I'm going to share those products with you for the next step in building a better battery box. The first item I have is a cargo storage box, and it's probably 21 inches tall, it's 24 inches wide, and it's $110. Now, with this new box, I'll be able to carry 2 batteries, my inverter, extra cables, extra power strips. So that'll make it a whole lot easier, because the box I have now, which is a cool box, but it's not that big, and I just need more. The next item I get will be the BatteryDoctor battery isolator. Now, a battery isolator, all it does is you stick this isolator in between your primary battery, which will be on my motorcycle, the battery isolator, and then the auxiliary batteries that I'll be carrying in the battery box. What the isolator allows me to do is, once the battery on my motorcycle reaches 14.4 amps, it'll start charging my auxiliary batteries. With the battery isolator, it has certain protection features built in. I can never overcharge from my main battery to my auxiliary battery. I'll never be able to overcharge those, because it has a protective device that will shut the main battery on my motorcycle down once my auxiliary batteries reach their maximum wattage acceptance. It'll shut it down. And then what happens is, if the batteries start to diminish, it'll automatically kick the battery isolator will automatically kick power back from my main battery off my motorcycle back into the auxiliary batteries to bring them up to the 13.4 also. Also, with the battery isolator that I'm getting from Dr. Battery, if my primary motorcycle battery goes down and the auxiliary batteries are charged, there's a feature on that BatteryDoctor battery isolator that I can just push a button and it'll transfer electricity from the auxiliary batteries to the motorcycle, and so that way I can start it up. So I'll never not be able to start my motorcycle if I happen to leave the lights on. The BatteryDoctor allows your batteries to work independently from each other while giving charge to the auxiliary batteries. Then I'll also need some blade fuses. Now, these blade fuses, I think, are rated at, well, they're rated at 150 amps. And what you need is, you need a way to protect your primary battery, the BatteryDoctor itself, isolator, and your auxiliary batteries. So you'll place a blade breaker between the primary battery and the BatteryDoctor isolator, and then between the isolator and your auxiliary batteries. That way, you don't have to worry about surges or any electrical problems or blowing anything, because it'll blow the breakers first. It's a pretty simple thing. It's just basically an inline circuit breaker. Now, the BatteryDoctor only suggests that you have one, but I'm going to have 2. Primary battery in front, auxiliary battery in back of the isolator to those batteries, just for some added protection. Now, currently, I have 2 small batteries that I use in my battery box. One, like I say, I got that one from it's a solar battery I got from Harbor Freight, and the other one I got offline on Amazon, but it was the small battery. I didn't need anything big. Now, I'm going to go to this Wheezy 12 volt 100 amp hour deep cycle battery. I'm going to get one now. It's only, well, they're $200. I think this 100 amp hour battery will be more than sufficient to run my needs, like I say, which is only basically the lights in my camper and being able to charge my cell phone and camera batteries and my drone battery and whatever else small. Like I said, I'm not running a microwave or a refrigerator or a blender or a TV or even a computer. So I do believe this 100 amp hour deep cycle battery will be the way to go as far as my needs. So those are the future plans I have on my battery box. I hope this video has been helpful. Now, I'm going to do this battery box build in a series. So I'm calling this particular video an intro to the series I have. Now, I don't know how many videos I'll make in this series, but I'm going to create a playlist and you'll be able to click on that playlist in order to build a battery box if you think this is helpful. And also, if you thought this video was helpful, I really appreciate it if you guys would give me a like, subscribe to my channel, press the notification buzzer. That way you'll know every time I upload a video in this series and any other videos I decided to post. All right. This is Solo Black 313. Rise and ride, and I'll catch you the next time.